Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Funnel Hacking Live 2021. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. Are you ready to take it? Are you ready to take it? Are you ready to take it? Get ready. Get on your feet. And welcome to the stage, Mr. Russell.
Was I nervous that people were not going to show up? Oh yeah, big time. I have this nervous energy, this anxiousness that's inside of me until I see the stage. And this is anytime I speak anywhere. Like if I travel someone to go speak on someone's stage, I always go the day before, and then that night I try to sneak in and just find the stage and stand on it after hours, because when I stand on it, like the anxiety goes away and I can sleep at night. Otherwise, it's just that nervous energy doesn't go away until I do that. So, Frank, you got this one.
You remember how to do this, right?
No, it's been 18 months.
Oh no.
We all need to watch the FHL documentary tomorrow night so we can remember what we're doing. Every year at Funnel Hacking Live, those who see me, I always like peek out like, okay, people are here, we can do this. And so I haven't felt this nervous since the first Funnel Hacking Live, I'm not gonna lie, but I think people are gonna come. In my head, I was like, if we don't have at least 2,000 people in the room, I'm gonna feel like a failure. It was like 10 a.m., we'd already passed 2,000 people. I was like, we're free game. And it was like 2,200, 2,300, and by the time the event started, we were well over the number that I had kind of set in my head. So. You guys made it, so happy. By the time I walked on stage, I was peeking out the curtains again. I was like, they're here. We're good to go. We can have a show now.
Well, if you're ready, get on your feet. Put your hands together and welcome to the stage, Mr. Russell Brunson.
I'm so grateful and honored to be here with you guys. I just want you to know how excited we are to serve you guys over the next 4 days. Some of you guys, this will be the moment that'll change your life forever.
Inside the event center was cool because this year they had lasers that were flying around everywhere, both on stage and off stage. The lighting show and lasers and smoke and everything just made the energy of the room pretty amazing. You could feel it, like build up anxiety of like everyone wanting to be together for the last year and a half, 2 years, whatever it's been since our last Funnel Hacking Live, especially in the season where people have been by themselves for so long. Like the energy of the room, it was special, definitely special. This year's Funnel Hacking Live, I had a lot of big highlights for me, but there's definitely one that stood above everything else. A lot of you guys know when I got started in this business, my first real mentor that I gave money to, where I wrote a check for more money than I had, right? The same thing I asked people to do for me. My very first person I did was Dan Kennedy. I bought into his mastermind group, and then I went all in. I listened to his courses, his books, his everything, and I consumed everything he had, and it transformed everything for me. We had a really unique experience over the last 2.5 months leading to Funnel Hacking Live, where Dan Kennedy's company was for sale, and so we decided to buy it. And then we had a speaker who was supposed to speak the night too, and that speaker had to fall out for some reason. We kept thinking, like, who could we have? And all of a sudden it was like, what if Dan Kennedy was the keynote speaker on night 2? And I was so excited, instantly I wanted to email the entire list and tell them I'm the worst secret keeper of all time, but like, I want to keep this a secret. And so
this is something I've been keeping secret for so long, and it's been killing me because I've talked about all of our guests and different people, but this is a guest we have not talked about who's going to be speaking.
And so I talked about the impact person of my life, and I said, well, watch this video, when it's done, you'll know who it is. And I clicked play, and the very first word of the video was, okay, so let me tell you about Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy. And as soon as I said that, the audience went. Awesome. And I remember I ran off stage and I went back and Dan was backstage. I'm sure he was nervous too. He hasn't been in front of a live audience for like 3 or 4 years. You know, for him, he almost died a couple of years ago. Where he thought he'd never be speaking again or writing again or working again. For him, this is his first time he was in front of a live audience as well. Spotlights come down and there's Dan and I standing there, and everyone's going crazy, like clapping and laughing and like screaming. And for so long, I couldn't even interrupt. I didn't even say, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I don't know what to say. Like, how do I get people to stop? They're going crazy. And then first thing Dan said, which was really funny, he's like,
Frank Kern is still thoroughly pissed off. that I ruined his story by not dying. He clung to the idea that I was dead for quite some time. We were sending him pictures of me holding up newspapers with the current date on them to try and persuade him that.
And at that moment, as soon as that first laugh hit, like it slipped back to Dan Kennedy, and we had a chance for almost 2 hours to sit at his feet and hear his stories and hear him talk. For me, it was so special because I felt like 20 years ago when I was starting this business, like listening to tapes and cassettes and CDs of him teaching this stuff. I thought how special it was for me to have my mentor there at the event and sharing him and his message with all my audience. And that for me was the best.
This has been so much fun. It's such a huge honor for me.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you.
Let's get down a huge round of applause and stand up.
12 months ago, we decided to start a project for Operation Underground Railroad. We wanted to create something that would be sustainable, that would continue to raise money for them, not just at the event where they get a spike of sales, but something long term. And so we decided to create something called the Save a Child Challenge. As we were the last week for Funnel Hacking Live, we were testing everything, getting it working and everything. And I was like trying to make my slides, like how do I introduce this? How do I launch this? And I couldn't come up with a good idea. And one day, it was during one of our group meetings, all of a sudden like the epiphany, the light bulb went off. And I thought about my little buddy Jesse. I know that Jesse loves O.U.R. more than anybody. He's constantly, all day, every day, trying to raise money for them on Facebook. The idea was like, what if we had Jesse come? He's the one that creates the very first account inside the Save a Child Challenge, because the Save a Child Challenge attracts your ripple effect. Like all the people they're signing up down through multiple levels, like how much money are they raising? And so we showed that video, and instantly, first off, everyone fell in love with Jesse.
Oh, there's Jesse. What's up, Jesse?
I love you, buddy!
Oh, Jesse's the greatest. Jesse, 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 Jesse.
So within the first 24 hours of the challenge going live, we'd raised over $100,000, which is the equivalent of 40 children saved.
Saving kids, baby, saving kids.
As a community, everyone's rallying with Jesse to keep raising this. Like it's one thing to like set a goal for yourself, but it's something bigger when you have somebody like that you can look at and say, look, let's raise it together collectively. And so I'm grateful for Jesse being kind of the face of this new challenge. It's going to end up earning literally millions of dollars for Operation Underground Railroad. And over the next year, 5 years, 10 years, we'll probably save thousands and thousands of children.
Click down below, let's go.
One of the other really cool things happening this year's Funnel Hacking Live is I decided to reopen my inner circle. One of the most powerful things with ClickFunnels 1.0 was my ability to meet with these guys twice a year and get to know them and their businesses and what they're doing, what's working, what's not working, and help learn what everyone's doing in thousands of different markets. But at the same time, gave me the ability to like share ideas and concepts and let people test things and get their feedback and ideas as well. In fact, that's how so many of the amazing ClickFunnels people that you're aware of, people like Brandon and Caitlin, Alex and Layla Hermosi, and all these people, like it was in this inner circle that their businesses grew and our business grew. And I really started missing that ability to go back and forth and learn from each other. And so as ClickFunnels 2.0 was coming close, I knew that I needed that feedback loop again from the market. And so we decided to reopen the inner circle. So we had a special lunch with everybody who'd wanted to Comma Club at this year's event and invited them because we only want people in the inner circle who had won at least a Comma Club. And so we fed them all lunch. I made a quick presentation showing them about the inner circle, and almost everybody signed up. So we filled the inner circle in a luncheon, which was really cool. And I'm excited because in less than a month from now, they're all going to be flying to Boise, Idaho to work in our office, and we're going to have a chance to get to work with an amazing group of entrepreneurs. A lot of big secrets on this event, but the biggest secret is one that's been the hardest for me to keep a secret. About a year ago, we got an offer for somebody to try to buy ClickFunnels, and we decided to turn it down, which was kind of crazy. The reason I decided to turn it down is because we decided we wanted to build ClickFunnels 2.0 and wanted to have complete control over doing that the way we believed was the right way. And so we started from scratch. And for the last 12 months of our lives, we've been building behind the scenes, the secret, which most of our team didn't know for the first 6 months was like a skunk work project with Todd and a couple people. They knew, me and Dave knew, and that was it. Nobody else knew. We didn't tell even other partners, didn't tell anybody. It was just top secret. About a month ago, maybe, was the first time we kind of talked about it, even as a company as a whole. The first time people found out was at Funnel Hacking Live.
And luckily, Todd had just installed these like paper whiteboard things. And so we started doodling out the future ClickFunnels. After we messaged Dave, like, Dave, we said no. Dave's like, I'm in a plane. And the next day, Dave was at the office. And then we were in this place, and we wrote up on a big thing like, we need to make ClickFunnels great again. It's already great, but how do we make it even better, right?
We showed everyone a reaction video, which is like a whole bunch of people who we had showed it to, and all they saw was people reacting and freaking out and going crazy.
You're one of like 10 people on the planet who have ever seen ClickFunnels 2.0.
Top secret message from Russell Brunson.
Secret, don't show anybody else. So this is the inside of ClickFunnels 2.0.
And it's not 3 minutes of just teasing them like that. And at the end of it, we said, who here wants to see ClickFunnels 2.0? And they erupted going crazy.
Okay, so you guys want to see it? Well, tomorrow is our birthday. So tomorrow we're going to actually show you guys behind the scenes of ClickFunnels 2.0.
It built up the demand. Like marketing is all about like creating demand and agitating that and growing it and making desire, like increasing desire. Like I have to have that thing. And so this is how I play the game. So we introduced the desire, agitated it for an entire day, agitated it until the next day we had a chance to finally reveal it to 2.0. And the internet blew up. All the people who hate ClickFunnels were all over Facebook talking about how 2.0 is not going to work and it's broken and blah, blah, all these, as if they had seen it, as if they knew anything about it. All of the wannabes, all the copycats, all those people are scrambling, trying to figure out what we're doing, how we're doing it, and trying to figure out how they can catch up, which they won't. Tony Robbins, I've heard him say many times that one time he was in a seminar and this young kid came up to him and said, Tony, I'm working so hard, someday I'm going to be exactly where you are. Tony laughed and said, by the time you're where I'm at, I'm going to be way over there. I feel like that's how this has been. All these people who've been trying to knock off ClickFunnels and copy them, they're almost to the point where we are now, like building software to be similar to ours, and they're like showing them like, oh, we're as good as ClickFunnels, oh, we got this, all these things. It's like, that's nice, that's where you're at, we're over here now. And that's what ClickFunnels 2.0 is all about.
Now it's almost like the market leaders coming back and like patting everyone else on the head and going, oh, good try.
So one of the secrets when you are booking amazing speakers is this little window where you're negotiating contracts with them and you put in things that you want. When I negotiated my contract with Dan Kennedy, I was like, one of the bullet points is like, co-write a book with Russell Brunson. And just hoping he doesn't see it or say no to it before he signs the contract. And luckily, Dan said yes, which I'm so excited about. And when we had Tony's contract, same thing. I was like, okay, what if I could ask him one thing, what should it be? And so we asked for a private meeting with him afterwards where we could hang out and ask him some questions. And luckily he agreed and signed. And I was a little nervous to sign because Tony was supposed to be on stage for 2.5 hours. And the day of the event, he said, we'll probably go 3.5, maybe 4 be the max. And Tony got up there, he spent 6 hours in the audience. I think it's because he misses it as well. Like we could have pulled the microphone off if we wanted to. Like, he was in state, he was going. Like he needed that energy as well, just like we all did. It was magical.
It was amazing. Went for 6 hours, which was crazy. It's 8 o'clock at night. We missed our staff dinner. Everyone loved it. It was insane.
Yeah. Raised $300,000 for O.U.R. to save children, 120 children, I think that is. Amazing. Like, this whole group has just been awesome.
Crazy. Added over 350 people to the high-end 2Com Quebec's coaching program, which is amazing as well. And,
Yeah. Game changer.
And Tony's tramp's right back there. I'm about to go jump on. What? Before he sees me, I'm off.
Jumped in the room afterwards. We were only allowed to have 15 people, which was really hard. So everyone wanted to go. And we're like, we have to have. I wanted my kids to meet him. I wanted my wife, and my dad there. So we kind of just picked a couple people. And he came in and gave us all hugs, got to know everybody real quick. And he sat down. And he said, "What questions do you have?
Any questions or comments for me?"
And for us, this year's been different. Some of you guys know Dave Woodward, who's one of my best friends. He's our CEO. He about a little less than 2 months ago came down with a brain tumor, and all the things that come with that, cancer and radiation and chemo. And Tony is the most well-connected human on this planet. And so Todd had the idea of like, we should ask Tony like who he would connect Dave with, like who would he talk to, who would he connect with?
They removed the majority of it. It was the size of a grapefruit.
And he's obviously started radiation now, and he's got a delay before he starts the next, or he's in the middle of the current cycle, and then he's got a delay, and then another 6 months. And we're on all the alternative things that we knew to recommend to him, but we figured with all your connections, if there's any recommendations or anyone you could point him to for additional alternative options.
Yes, there is. There's a doctor in Dallas, Texas.
And Tony sat there opening up his Rolodex of here's who I would call first, second, third, here's what I do, what to do, here's the treatments are coming out, here's what to look for. Like, it was really, really special. I think for me, it's like I'm so stressed out about, I want to make sure that the experience is life-changing for everyone. I don't want people coming like, oh, I learned how to run SEO or how to do SEO or how to run ads. Like, I'm not looking for just tactical, like I learned a thing. I'm trying to make a life-changing experience. And so day 4, I'm not gonna lie, it was Garrett White. Every year Garrett stresses me out. In the past, usually he stresses me out because he's cursing like crazy, and there's always a percentage of our audience that's super offended and gets upset about it. But a bigger percentage of the audience who's like, that was the thing that changed my life. And this time I showed up and all I knew was Garrett was preparing. I walked in, he's complete in white. There's angelic music, there's a choir, and I'm like, what's happening? And he's like, do you trust me? I'm like, oh no. And the last time he asked me if I trust him, it was backstage at FHL in Orlando when he walked out with a Phantom of the Opera mask on. And I was like, what do you do? He's like, do you trust me? And I was like, oh man. And so it was interesting because just that nervousness where you're sharing something so powerful and so personal. And again, just like every year, there was a group of people who came back to me afterwards and said they were super offended by what he said. But then the majority of people, that was the thing that changed everything for them. So it's always that double-edged sword for me where it's like, the bigger transformation we're trying to have for somebody, and it happens all the time. Anytime you're pushing people towards the edge to have these breakthroughs, it always causes resistance. It's tough because if you did everything like normal and straight up and down, everyone would be happy, but nobody would have a breakthrough.
There are others where this voice is speaking into your heart and it is telling you exactly what to do. That for many of you, this is the path, this is your home, this is your tribe. This is the place where sitting in the night and the darkness, you will find the courage to speak light. But you're sitting in this place. There are many of you still sitting there and you're terrified, and I know what this feels like.
All right, the big question for those, everyone fell into one of 3 camps. Either number 1, you were there, you felt the energy, you felt the excitement, you're like, you felt it. Number 2, you were at home virtually and you felt it. It may not have been exactly the same because you weren't in the energy of the room, but you saw it, you experienced it, and you know. And number 3, you were the people who were on the outside and you saw the FOMO. You saw everybody posting their life-changing posts, their pictures, their transformations, their breakthroughs, all these things, and you're on the outside having FOMO thinking like, man, I wish I was there, but I wasn't. So you're in one of those 3 camps. So the question is, are you coming next year? Okay, this year was good. Next year will always be better. Every single year people can leave FHL and they're like, how are you gonna make it better? There's no way to change this experience and make it better, and every year we do it. Next year, our venue is 3 times as big. We have up to 9,000 funnel hackers in the room. The production budget is doubled. The effort we're putting in will double. The things I'm gonna be coming to, we'll have 2.0 finished that time. You guys will be using it. The data and the analysis things we'll know at that point that we don't even know now are gonna be 10x what they were before. If you are serious about your business, if you want to survive in the season we're in, this is the craziest season. Tony Robbins talked about it. This is winter in the business season. If you want to survive and thrive in this, you need to be in this room. There's nobody more cutting edge than what we're doing at ClickFunnels. Our community is the front lines of every industry, every market known to man. If you want to find out what's working today in your market specifically, you have to be at Funnel Hacking Live. Don't be one of the people next year having FOMO, sitting at home, knowing they should have been here. Now is your time. You got to get your tickets because if you thought we'd change your life this year, imagine what we're gonna do next year. The breakthroughs will be twice as much, probably 3 times as big because the event room's 3 times as big. And I can't tell you all the details yet, but I'm already plotting and scheming, and I guarantee if you're not there, you will miss a moment that will radically shift your destiny. So this is your day of destiny. You need to be there. You gotta make sure you stop everything you're doing, get your ticket, and come because I'm gonna change your life.